G'day guys, welcome back. Welcome to Pouring Your Heart Out with Julie. Today I'm going to have another go at making my own silicone molds. Did you guys see that other video that I did? I made these ones, which were really good. My first attempt, so not brilliant. I made these guys. Let's put that away for a sec. See, how can you reuse that now? Yeah, so really happy with those. Let me just put them back. So these are the coasters I made with those ones. A few people said to me, oh, they're too small. Well, you know, thanks for the criticism there, guys. My very first attempt. I don't think they're too small. Look, you can put a glass on them. Perfect. But anyway, I did realize when I was putting my silicone on that I should have gone on the outside of my line that I made and not basically on top, because it was quite a thick silicone ring. So yeah, I'm gonna have another go. I'm going to, I'll show you in a minute, I'll just put these away. I'm going to, I'll come up behind here so I can show you. So the last one I made, I cut the tube off quite short, so it was quite a wide opening. There's my finger, sort of about as wide as my finger. Focus. So when I made my little patterns with that, it was quite a wide ring, I guess you could call it. With this one, I've just trimmed the end off. So I don't know if that's clear or not, I can't see, but yeah, it's a lot narrower. It's probably, I've got ink all over my hands, I can't get it off. Yeah, so it's probably more like about maybe 6 mil. This one was probably about 12 mil. So hopefully with this one I'll be able to make my coaster molds a little bit not as thick, so I should get some more definition in them, and yeah, they'll be, I think they'll just be easier. Now this is what I'm using. It is the Wiltshire silicone baking mat. I ordered these, they arrived in the post yesterday from Spotlight, because I did go down and get one from Big W, but I used the last one. Oh, I got their last one, so it should just sort of stay where it's told, like so. I mean, you could tape it down if you want to, but I think I'll just smooth it out because it had a little bit of a few bends in it. Now, I'm going to use for just measuring these 6 coasters, same as I did last time. So I want to get 6 out of them. So we'll just spread them out evenly, roughly. And got to remember that I'm going to go on the outside of these. So you have to have enough room here. So you can go on the outside of that one and the outside of that one. So a little bit more room needed in the middle. Okay, I think that looks about right. Doesn't have to be exact. Now, just with a pen, a pencil doesn't work. You've got to go with a pen. Let's go around. Something that's going to stay anyway. The pencil I found it just didn't work. I couldn't see the line that I was making. It wasn't dark enough. So once you've got your basic shape, where's a little measure? Can't find anything when I want it. So these, it's almost 10 centimeters, probably 9.75, 3.75 inches. Yeah, so that's them there. That's how big those ones are. So we'll take those away now that we've got our little circles to follow. And then it's basically just up to you where you want to put your little design. And so I'm going to basically follow it, and I'm going to try and get a little bit more intricacy. Can't say the word. Make it more intricate. So it should be easier to follow with a smaller opening, hopefully. But you know, live and learn. My first one, I learned, and I'm hopefully going to improve on it this time. So we'll start there. See if I can make them a little bit bigger, maybe. Basically just following the round, and I don't want to put my fingers onto that because I might smudge it, so I just have to be careful. There we go. How's that? And then when I do my silicone, I'll kind of try and do it on the outside. Oh, I'll just do it. I was going to pause you and then go, but so try and make some sort of come in a little bit and some come out, and maybe have a little bit more of a jagged, or I don't know, just however you want it. Make it look like a natural kind of a geode type of a shape. And you don't want them all to be the same. I don't know whether or not I'm going to actually be able to get in and follow those lines exactly, but you know, the thinner your nozzle, the more intricate you can do, but then you may have to do 2 layers because it's not going to be high enough. I think with that amount of space, I should only do 1, and that'll make my coasters about the right height. The other ones were a little bit too deep, I found. Yeah, they were probably 1.2. I don't know. They're pretty. Oh, how thick are they? Not as thick as some. Oops, I'm looking at inches. Yeah, 9. They're about 9 mil. I'm happy with them at about 6. So, well, they were sort of 9 or 10, but let's see if we can go like 6 would be good. All right, last one. When it comes to putting your silicone down, you know, if you're not particularly happy with your shape, like if you've come out too far or maybe gone too far in, you can just change it up. I was going to use a marker, but the marker's got quite a thick point, so I think I'm just going to stick with the pen. It worked fine and it doesn't smudge. Right. The other thing you need is a little bowl of water. It's just cold tap water with some dish soap in it. This one's Palmolive. If you're in the States, I guess you'd use Dawn. You'll need a knife to cut the end off your nozzle, and make sure you're doing it on a hard surface. You're not going to like do it towards you like that, like you're peeling an apple, so just be careful. And then, oh, I should tell you about the silicone, shouldn't I? Move that glass out of the way so I don't knock that. It is Selleys. This one's Selleys. Multi-purpose 100% silicone sealant. Don't use the 3-in-1 like I did for my very first video. It didn't work. This one's clear. You can also get it in white. So that's it there. It says glass, roofs, gutters, concrete, bricks, wet areas, neutral, cure. But yeah, you will need to put it into a caulking gun. This guy here. Like so. And then you've got to just push that up. I think that's it. So it's just got the, if you don't know how to use this, it's just got a trigger. All right. I would prefer, I think, just the tube that you can just squeeze and go around, but they're probably about the same price as this, but it's only a little tube like that, so you're only getting half the amount and it's the same price. So here we go. Wish me luck. Let's give that a bit of a squeeze till it comes towards the end. There we go. See, it's at the sitting at the top there. All right, here we go. Wish me luck. Now, remember, Julie, the outside. Follow the outside. See, I can't get the exact shape. Oops, now I've got to squeeze it again. You've got to kind of stop, start, because your caulking gun kind of gets empty, so you need to keep going and try not to go too fast because it'll kind of drag and then you'll end up with thin spots. So try and keep above your work. Oh, I've come in too far there. I should make it so that I can see the ring on the inside, shouldn't I? I've come a bit far there. All right, let's see if I can do better on this one. So you don't drag, otherwise you're going to make your little borders there too thin. So try and keep above it. Just takes a little bit of practice. Trying to keep my nozzle above so that I'm not thinning it out. Whoops, there we go. Let's see if I can. Oops, I went a bit flat there, I think. Okay, and then just drag it over. We'll smooth those off later. Now, I forgot that I do have to come in a little bit because, you know, my geode shape is coming inside the line as well as going outside the line, but they certainly do look bigger than my last ones, so plenty of room. Let's keep going. Up and down and up and down. You can do your little wiggles. It's basically, you know, it's something to follow. You don't have to be exact with your line that you've drawn. It's just a guide. It's difficult to follow it exactly because, you know, your silicone's thicker than your pen line, obviously. See that little point in there? I'm going to have to push that out. I don't like that. But once I've done everything, there's a little flat area there. Once I've done everything, I'll show you how to just make them neat. But try and get the same thickness all the way around, because if you've got a dip in one of your borders there, your resin might flow out. And you don't want a lower end. You want them all to be the same height. All right, let's go again. Here we go. I'm trying to kind of do a bit more of a wiggle to get more of that sort of geode shape. I think I'm getting better as I go along. These ones have got more of a wriggledy edge, whereas that one's more straight, but we learn. Hopefully you can learn from me. I'm just kind of wiggling it as I go along, really. Stop and squeeze again. And over there I dragged it a bit, so it's gone a bit flat. Let's dip my finger in the dish soap water and then I can fix that up. But I'll go and fix them all up in a minute. Last one. How are they looking? Where's the hair? Get off. I'm going to try not to go too fast because then I'd end up dragging them, dragging the silicone, and then that kind of stretches it out and it's not going to be as high as I want. Woohoo, I'm done. Okay, now I'm just going to put a little bit of plastic over the end there and put an elastic band over it. You will find that even if you do that, it's still going to get like a hard bit in the middle on the end. It's still going to be a little bit hard. So the next time you go to use it, you'll just have to push that little hard bit out and then start again. I'm just trying to zoom you in a little bit for the next step. Okay. Now the last one I did, I'm just going to check the heights. The last one I did, I used my finger to go in and out, you know, to smooth it. But obviously because my finger's, you know, quite wide, I couldn't get my little design that I wanted. So I thought, what about using a straw? This is a plastic straw. And then dip that in the soapy water and see if I can maybe just push like that. So what I'm trying to do now is get flat, straight edges. Because the silicone, when it comes out of the tube, it's in a round, obviously, you know, it's a round tube. So, and we want flat edges. So I thought, what happens if I use my straw and just do that? And then I can still use my finger just to smooth the top there. Because, you know, if I tried to like push in there, I guess it would still work. Maybe. I don't know. I just thought maybe we'd see what it did with the straw. But if I try with the finger, how's that? See, I've got more control with the finger. I can feel what I'm doing. So I'm just, I think this is better actually. I've just got more control. I can feel what I'm doing there. So I'm basically just running my finger around the inside, flattening out that edge. And there where it's joined, I'll just try and make that a little bit neater. It doesn't matter if you get a little bit of an imperfection in there, because agate slices naturally have got a little bit of texture, you know, onto the sides there. I might push that in a little bit, I think. So you can change it a little bit as you're going. You think, oh, I'll push that out and bring that in. And yeah, I think it's just easier with my finger here. I can feel what I'm doing, straightening all the edges. You can feel free to fast forward this bit, but make sure that you've gone around and made all your walls straight, okay? Otherwise your coasters aren't going to have straight edges. They're going to have rounded edges, and the resin might get in underneath those. Not so easy to do it where I've kind of wriggled that silicone tube. And that's where my join is, so let's just do that. Well, look, maybe the pen wasn't such a good idea because the colour's coming off. Maybe I should have stuck to the Sharpie. Another lesson learned. Now, with a baby wipe, just go around on the inside with your baby wipe and just clean up anything. Try not to get it on the resin. Not on the resin, on the silicone, because it's going to want to stick like that. You can only touch it with wet soapy fingers, nothing else. I've touched it there as well. Okay, I'll just keep going with this, otherwise it's going to be a very long video, isn't it? But I thought maybe you'd like to watch from woe to go. Or is it go to woe? It's probably go to woe. Just going to get this ink out. Yes, that probably wasn't a good idea using the pen. All right, what am I up to? This one. That's where the join is. So yeah, just push it up with your finger. Make those walls nice and straight. Push it out a little bit more if you want to have a little bit more of a design. Change it around as you go. Doesn't really matter if your top's not exactly the same height, because resin's going to self-level, so if one side's a bit higher than the other side, it won't matter. All right, I'll do the next one, and then I might just put you on pause just while I finish having a little play and getting it exactly how I want it, because it might take me a little while and you don't want to watch all of that. It's just too boring. So did you see what I did there? I went like that, and then I went with the side of my finger to make more of a point, because it's obviously narrower there. And then the other thing we need to do is, well, I guess you don't need to, is either put a little bit more silicone around the edges. I personally didn't do it last time. I don't think you need to, but you will need to just do the same on this side as you did on the inside. I'm just basically going around and flattening it, making sure that it just gives it a little bit more pressure and sort of pushes it down onto your silicone mat, so that you're not going to get any leaks. So we'll let this set overnight, and then I'll do the water test again. So I'm just following that around, making my edge straight, making sure that it's sitting on the mat nice and flat. If you find one side that's maybe a little bit too low, you can actually push it up, and that'll make it a little bit higher. Okay, so I'm just going to continue with it like that. You don't need to watch me doing the whole thing. And we will be back tomorrow, and we'll do the water test, make sure it's all watertight and nothing's leaking. So I'll see you then. Okay guys, have a look at this. Look, it's stuck on nice and tight. Really happy with that, but we need to do the water test. So some water, some food colouring, and we'll just do 1 drop, should be ample. In you go. He says, no, I don't want to. It's cold. It's actually a bit chilly this morning. I have to put my fluffy slippers on. There we go, look at that. I tried with alcohol ink my first time I did this. Yeah, that didn't work. It's got to be food colouring. Right, let's just pour a little bit in each one. And because the water's tinted blue, we should see if there's any leakage. My daughter's friend just left. They were out last night. She's just left. Of course, when I start videoing, makes the dogs bark. Hey guys, you're barking. All right, let's have a little peek at those. So far, so good. I can see a little leak around here. So there's one little leak there, and there's a little leak there, but the rest of them look to be fine. That's just those two. put you back on the tripod. So what I need to do now is get the water out of those two, just with some paper towel, soak it up. I'll leave the water on the outside for now, just so that I can see where the leak is, because if I wipe the water up now, I might forget where it was. But let's just soak those two up. So, you know, it is a little bit of a pain doing this, but if you don't do it and then you pour resin into it, you're going to be disappointed, because your resin's going to leak. I don't know whether that's a leak or whether I just spilt that. I think I might have just spilt that when I did that. I think I might have just spilt it, because it wasn't there before, was it? So it's best just to do this step, because if you really love your new coaster molds that you've made, you're going to want to use them again and again, aren't you? Now, what can we actually... I'll clean that one up, dry it, and then I'll put some more silicone right there. Just squeeze a little bit in there, and again, use your soapy water. I've still got this sitting here from yesterday, just in case I needed to use it again. And we're just going to, on the outside, just push it down. Make sure it's flat up against that silicone mat. Made a nice little seal there. Okay, and then we'll dry this one off. It's a bit of a bigger puddle, so I'm not sure exactly where it's leaking from, but I'm just going to put silicone from there to there, just to cover all bases, so to speak. Actually, let's turn it around. Oops, that wasn't a very good idea, Julie. Oh my gosh, silly woman. Hang on, let me clean this up. I forgot they had water in them. Right, I've cleaned up my mess and I've spun it around, so the one that was there is now here. So this is the area here that needs a little bit more. So I wasn't sure where it was leaking from, so we'll just go from there to there. Just add a little bit more silicone. And then with the soapy water on your finger, just press it in. So we're making a nice little border there, pushing it down against that pink silicone mat. So we get a nice little wall. I can't see any gaps now. And there we go. I'll leave that to dry and to set. And then I will pour in these. I want to do pink, pale pink, pretty pink. So I'll be doing that in the next video. So you can check that out. Feel free to subscribe and hit the little notification bell, so when I do put up that pink one, the pink coaster set using these, I just smudged on that, you'll be notified. So yeah. All right, that's me done. That looks better, doesn't it? Much better. All right, I'll see you real soon for the next video. Oh, that was me throwing my tissue away. All right, I'll see you soon. Bye for now.